My name is Victor Carrasco. I play bass.
My name's Amorette Lafuente. I am the vocalist.
My name is Julian Martinez. I play the guitar in Predecessor.
I currently play in Barbarian, and I sometimes fill in for Maldito Dios. And back in the day, I used to play with a band called Embruja.
I used to be in a power violence band called Video Nasty, and that was my only band. And now I'm here in Predecessor.
Right now, I'm in Predecessor, playing a band called Laser Brain, Get Well, and Intentions.
So I'm originally from San Antonio, and I have always wanted to play music. So when I moved over here, that was my intention, was to start playing music, I guess more frequently. So I started with Video Nasty. It was me and one other member, and we played and played until COVID hit, and then I started booking shows right after COVID. So then I met Victor at one of the shows, and I saw he was in Bruja and he played like all kinds of instruments. So I knew I wanted to have him in the band with me. And then our old drummer as well. We had been friends for a few years. So then we kind of just started from there, and we started jamming, and I think we all agreed that we wanted to have like a more punk sound. So yeah, I think that's kind of like a shorter version of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was just a matter of going out to shows and then like properly meeting Amu, because we apparently were in other shows back in the day that we didn't even know we were there.
We crossed paths many times.
Many times.
We went to the same school.
Yeah, but at college. So like we kind of like already like been around the same spaces, so it just led to that, to make it a band together.
Then we stole Julian.
Yeah.
So it was actually a joke at first. We were at Whataburger, and someone made a joke about who would be Bruce Lee's predecessor. And I thought that was like, I was like, whoa, Predecessor, that's a cool name. And I kept like thinking about it more and more. So then when we actually finally got together to choose a band name, there was a couple like thrown around, but that one just kept sticking out to me. I was like, dang, Predecessor, the one before everybody, like the what would it be? Yeah, like an ancestor, like the one to do it before everybody else. And I just thought that would be kind of cool.
The idea of just surpassing yourself and like you scan your former self and become somebody else.
Yeah. So
But that was another name. It was Knife something.
Knife Cult or something like that. We were just like, I don't know what, we were trying to sound spooky, but I don't know. Predecessor just that name alone sounds hard and like scary as it is without sounding too obvious. So, and it looks cool.
A lot of inspiration we have for Predecessor comes from movies and video games. I think for a lot of the sound that we created was coming from a place of ambience and soundtrack. And I mean, movies, video games, that's a huge thing. So when we came down to it, we wanted to like transfer that into our music some way, some sort. And now that we have Julian, when initially it was more of a punk style, more bare bones, but with Julian, I think we kind of found the sound we wanted because he provides a different tone that I think a lot of bands don't really take into account nowadays. But yeah, I think Julian kind of comes into play with that. And a lot of the process that we do is based off of what he could provide. Sometimes even like what he does kind of builds off of that.
What he said, Victor, I always look around for pedals online or like on YouTube. I'm always seeing like, I follow like a lot of like channels of pedal channels. I always try to find like new pedals to find because I like making atmospheres with sound, and I like making weird noises. I feel like with Predecessor, it'll make it sound a little different. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say. I just love pedals and noises.
Oh yeah.
But I guess going back to the initial take, It was the way we ride has changed a lot because it was very bare bones in the beginning. We just jammed in the room and we like recorded off our phone and then we just developed it further. And I think now that we're more familiar with each other, we're able to like have one part and then build off of that. And that's the whole reason why I brought up Julian, because I feel like I'll do something, which is the rhythm part. He'll do like a lead, and then we just keep bouncing off each other. And then Emma will be like, "What if this part I could say this?" Or she bridges like the parts that we have, so it kind of flows eventually to what the song we want to make.
So yeah, based off of that, like Victor said, they build a good foundation for me to put like a chorus over or something. So usually by the time they're done with like the first bare structure, I can already hear what I want to say and where. And typically I like to write. I actually write a lot in my journals. Like I write a lot of poems, or I write a lot of stories. And sometimes I can hear the way something sounds, like with Julian's pedals and the way we're very rhythm heavy. I can almost hear like, ooh, that sounds like it would match this poem that I wrote or this atmosphere that I wanted to portray. And so by the time it gets to me, I already have the lyrics ready to go. And then when we finally put it all together, it sounds cohesive because we all know what we want. We do want to have like a very punk heavy sound, but we're super rhythm driven. So Victor always punches through. Julian adds like that nice layer of like atmosphere and ambience. And then I like to say some odd things on the mic and it just works out.
I think what I would like for people to take away from our music is that sonically you could break the mold and bring in something different. And I think with hardcore, not to say that it's too stale or repeats so much, but I mean, we do tend to kind of just go off of parts that people will use for live settings, which is it's great. But with that, like, I want for people to not only just like mosh to a breakdown. I also want people to like do side to sides or just dance or jump around, like things that usually people kind of don't see. And I mean, we saw when we went to other cities that they moved a certain way, and it was like, oh, that's cool. Like we don't have that back home, and in the city they have it, or you go to another city and they don't have it, but like you could tell like they still vibe with it somehow. So I think for me, it's the message is to try something new, to like vibe with it, and to take that into account into their art or whatever kind of medium they want to go into.
A lot of my lyrics are based off of real life events that I've gone through or that I've witnessed other people go through. And I want people to hear that despite your odds, whatever odds you may have against you, there's always going to be someone bigger, better, and stronger than you, or you can overcome that yourself and be that bigger, better, stronger person. Although the lyrics are kind of dark, when you do listen to it, or I would hope that when people listen to it, they can hear the positivity in it. There is a lot of hope. There's a lot of, I guess, overcoming yourself and others to be the better person that you are. So yeah, like a lot of the lyrics in the First Communion, they're definitely more positive than our first album. And I dedicated that album to my friend Jasmine. She was like a huge inspiration for me writing the whole thing. So if it wasn't for her, I don't think I would have found that kind of positivity in my life. So I definitely look to inspire people to be better than who they were yesterday.
I'd say to everyone to just experiment and don't be afraid to sound different or just be yourself, pretty much.
One of the most difficult things we dealt as a band is member lineups. We changed several members already, and like when you're in a band, you're gonna have disagreements with people, and it's just might not work out. But at the end of the day, like we went our separate ways, and having to start over, having to figure out like the way that somebody works, it's hard work. But I think now we're feeling a little bit more confident in what we have, And along with that, I think one of the most difficult things that we deal is scheduling, because we all pretty much have these jobs that take up a lot of our time. Sometimes our schedules are like the opposite, so practicing is hard, but at the end of the day, like, you got to meet in the middle, and we try to work out what we have.
Yeah, going off of that, obviously the member changes is difficult. Having to relearn new people was a little bit of a challenge, but luckily we didn't have too much of a challenge because we had already been familiar with Julian. He's a really nice guy. And then now that we have Raul, I mean, Raul's been my best friend for a long time, so it was pretty easy. And then again, not only scheduling, just time in general. We have all the time in the world, but we don't have any, it seems like. So finding time to get together and even just like talk or communicate, it is difficult. But I think if there's a strong foundation members, like, you know, me and Victor and Julian, where we communicate pretty frequently, it's easier to, I guess, work through and find time.
Scheduling for sure. Being a cook kind of sucks because it takes up all my time. I'm working all day most of the time.
That's how I met Julian, by the way. I was a cook too.
And honestly, our ribs are hard. a lot of fast cooking.
The cool thing about Julian is that he didn't come from like playing like hard music, that he's a shoegazer through and through, but he's learned a lot, and seeing him from like the start to now, like, it's really cool, because he told me, he's like, I don't know anything about how to play these kind of riffs, but last time we jammed at my place, he ended up bringing in some crazy ass riffs, and we were like, all of us were like, what the hell? So I mean, like, I think that's one of the coolest parts of this band, is the fact that we brought in somebody who's not familiar with this kind of stuff, and just seeing him grow to where we're at now is pretty sick.
I personally, one of the wildest things that I've noticed was people actually singing the songs. I write very fast, especially in one of our songs. I like scream so fast, it's kind of hard for me to keep up with it. But people knew the lyrics, and people grabbing the mic to say those lyrics was insane for me. And then watching as time goes, more and more people fight to get the mic and like stack on top of each other. I would never think my style of writing would get to people like that. And watching people like sing or like yell over me is like, to me, that's wild. Nothing can ever top
Or even
that.
out of town.
Out
like,
of town,
Like
yeah.
the first run we did, and we went to like Dallas or McAllen, like, people were just like grabbing the mic and saying stuff. It's like, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, especially in Albuquerque. We went to Albuquerque the first time. Like, the sounds they were making and the way they were like moshing, I had never seen anything like it. And they just kept inviting us back over because, I mean, it was just a very humbling experience. And I feel like, yeah, like I don't think I can ever get over people actually knowing the words. It's kind of weird.
Favorite city, first and foremost, Albuquerque. Shout out Gun Game. Shout out Norvegi. Who else?
K-Bar.
K-Bar. Price of Life.
Mishap.
All the homies.
Third Vision.
Third Vision in general, yeah, hell yeah. I mean, Albuquerque's always dope. We feel like home. Ren's Den, always a cool place to play at. And that's pretty much, I'm always down to go to Albuquerque. We always try to say yes when we get invited, so that's for sure a first. And Dallas, we got Rob, Irving,
CTC.
Michael, all the homies over there.
Mm-hmm.
And McAllen, of course. If you're in a band, you got to play McAllen. Don't miss them. You're going to have a good time. People there are awesome.
Amazing. I agree. Albuquerque is definitely our second home. They treat us like we're local. Like, if they're playing a show, they always invite us. They're very kind to us. They make it more of like you're coming to hang out, not play a show. So they want us to come early, or like just to go see them. And yeah, like the gun game kids and the Third Vision homies, like they just take good care of us. They always put us on really cool shows. Supreme Verdict as well. Really, really nice people. So yeah, I would say Albuquerque for sure. And then, I mean, we don't go often, but yeah, Dallas is like another connection we have. We're super close to the COTC crew out there, and yeah, they're really great.
Albuquerque for sure. That's always sick over there. And then McAllen was my favorite when we were over there.
Mm-hmm.
That was like probably one of my favorite shows that I played.
Yeah, I want to go back.
Hopefully more soon.
Me, especially coming from San Antonio and not El Paso, I actually got to hear a lot of El Paso bands while I was over there, and that's what drew me this way. I had heard of Barbarian and Saberwolf whenever I was still over there, and then when I finally got to see them, it was like I was a little starstruck. But there's a lot of like a rich history of different kinds of bands that really, really make up El Paso. Cheap Disguise, Missing Link, they were like punk bands. There was a band here called Shock Deformity or whatever. They were like it was like an electronic guy, like that was super cool. State Limbo, they're really, really nice people. They make insane music. And then there's like a lot of really cool DJs. The younger kids here too, like in Blushed, they're making like, it sounds like OG, like alternative, like post-hardcore. Like it's super cool. Like it's there's a lot going on here that I wish people would take the time to look at, and explore different genres around the city, not just like in one specific scene.
Check out Julian's bands.
Yeah.
He's got a whole thing going on over
Yeah,
there too.
bro.
Get well.
Intense.
Laser Brain. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah. Laser Brain. If you guys like emo, shoegaze,
That's that good shit.
and they listen to that,
God, that's good.
yeah. Intentions.
I don't know.
Intentions. If you guys like failure, hum type shit, you know, like listen to that.
Oh, you wait.
Oh yeah.
My advice would be to be real with yourself. Just know what you want. Don't force yourself to something that you don't want to do, because if you're not doing that for yourself, you're not gonna do it for your bandmates, and then you're not gonna do it for your scene. So just come real and have fun with it. You know, like take the time with it, enjoy it. And if it doesn't work out, you know, you learn from it and you move on and you start again. And that's what it's all about. It's about learning and just overcoming the hurdles that come at you.
Okay. I would say, along with that, having respect for yourself, respect for the people who came before you, respect for your band members as well. If you're not kind to each other, then what good is it to make music together? I think that would be my best advice. I feel like I got lucky because I feel like I have pretty good friendships with the people in my band and the people in other bands. And I hope to keep that part alive and continue to set an example to show respect for everyone around you and in your scene. And I think that's like the best way you can make music and participate.
So just be humble, and be nice to everyone. I guess to be real with yourself too.
Coming up fresh from the First Communion, I think I would like for us to release something sooner. It took a good while for us to release First Communion, but because we wanted it to be as good as it could be. And I think I would like to have something out by the summer and definitely tour, visit more places, play more shows, and just experiment, you know, like I said, like I think we established band as something that's could like break boundaries, and I want to keep doing that further.
Yeah, I agree. I think now that we've found our footing, I think keep experimenting more with our sound and really solidifying our place as someone a little different, as the band that's a little different. And I think we would do really well in other states that have that similar sound. And a lot of the bands that we take inspiration from are from like the Midwest or like up north. So eventually I would hope that we can go that way, or even just further out of Texas. Texas hardcore in general definitely has a very distinct sound. And I think we have a little bit of it, but I think we definitely have more of a cold state sort of vibe. So I'd want to bring our music to those kinds of places. And also, yeah, I think we definitely need to keep writing. And I agree. I think we should definitely have something out by the summer. Something more full length rather than just 3 songs or a few songs here and there.
Yeah, for sure. I get to release more often. Definitely tour. I really would like to go to somewhere East Coast. Will be sick.
Okay, so shout out first and foremost to the Albuquerque people, Third Vision, Gun Game, K-Bar, Mishap, like literally all the homies. Dallas, the COTC homies, Rob, Michael, Irving, all the fools from Ballista, Soledad. Those are like really good friends of ours. And then locally, obviously we would be nowhere without Barbarian and Saberwolf. David, he's like my non-blood related brother, and Santana. Santana's not in the band, but he's family.
No best dude.
Yeah. And then local bands. Honestly, any of the young kids that are putting out music and putting in work, I think they deserve their time. I don't want to name anyone specific. I think everyone deserves their time. So all the local bands that have been putting out music lately, and then all the promoters that are coming out and keeping everything alive and booking shows as much as they can, especially in this day and age. It's really hard to afford those things. So the fact that they're doing that is really cool. Shout out to Mario and Jasmine. Without them, I don't think I'd even be sitting here in front of you guys. So I really appreciate them, and I love them. And to my mom, because she's my number 1 fan.
Shout out all the homies. Going from everybody in MD, Barbarian. Shout out AC130. I miss you guys. Come back.
Thanks.
Maybe. Just kidding. I don't know. Shout out Cometa. Always through for us at the shows. Shout out Juarez.
To the waiter that's always mad at us, but
I'm
now
sorry,
he's our
bro.
friend. We
It's
just
good,
love
bro.
it there.
We
I'm
love it.
sorry.
Yeah, but
To the telescope guy.
oh hell no. Nah, that's not for me. No, but yeah, shout out all the kids. I mean, like, they're fucking keeping things afloat, and like she said, like, shit's hard, you know, like, you lose money, you lose time, and like, you got a lot of things. I don't think people realize that there's a lot of things behind the scenes when you're involved in this kind of stuff, and it's hard. So they've been keeping busy, and we all see that. Like, we all see that they've been putting the work. So shout out to them, and yeah. Take it away, Julian.
Shout out to Bad Luck Pizza.
Oh.
Shout out.
You haven't eaten that pizza, you're missing out. You're fucking
got
missing out.
Shout out to all my shoegazers out there.
Yeah.
Shout out all the homies out there. Shout out Victor. Shout out Ammo. Raul, shout out.
For real, Raul, shout out.
I'm trying to think. I don't know who else. Yeah.
Shout out Ruben.
Yeah,
Shout out Ruben.
Iron Jaw.
Iron Jaw Media.
So we're not done. We're doing more shout outs. Shout out True Fury. Shout out Cold Pizza. Shout out my mom and dad. I forgot to say them, but they were the ones who fucking got me to be doing this shit. And my siblings, they're always there too. Any more?
Shout out Water.
Shout out Water.
Shout out Dr. Pepper.
Shout out Coors Banquets. Love those guys.
Shout out Adidas.
Shout out my family. Forgot that one. Yeah.
True.